12 Stoic Secrets to Become Emotionally Unbreakable, or Stoicism, or Stoic Wisdom. Emotional strength is not something people are born with, it is something they build. Every challenge, every rejection, every betrayal is a moment where a person either breaks or becomes stronger. The ancient philosophy of Stoicism teaches that the strongest people are not those who avoid pain, but those who learn how to master their reactions to it. In a world full of chaos, emotional storms, and unpredictable people, becoming emotionally unbreakable is one of the most powerful skills anyone can develop. Many people allow their peace of mind to depend on the actions of others. When someone praises them, they feel happy. When someone criticizes them, they feel devastated. But Stoic thinkers believed this is the fastest way to lose control over your life. When your emotional state depends on other people, your happiness becomes fragile. True power begins when you realize that your inner world should not be controlled by external circumstances. The Stoics believed that emotional resilience is the ultimate form of freedom. When you become emotionally unbreakable, insults lose their power over you. Rejection no longer defines you. Difficult situations stop feeling like disasters and start becoming opportunities for growth. Instead of reacting with anger, fear, or desperation, you learn to respond with calm strength. If you truly understand the secrets that Stoic philosophers practiced, you will develop a mindset that cannot easily be shaken. These principles will help you face criticism, betrayal, setbacks, and uncertainty without losing your inner balance. And before we begin, subscribe to the channel for more powerful lessons on Stoicism, emotional mastery, and mental strength. These teachings can transform the way you see the world and the way you control your mind. 1. Control what you can, ignore what you cannot. One of the most powerful Stoic teachings is the understanding that there are only two categories in life: things you can control and things you cannot. Most emotional suffering happens when people try to control things that were never within their power. You cannot control how other people feel about you. You cannot control whether someone respects you or misunderstands you. You cannot control unexpected events that happen around you. Yet many people waste enormous amounts of emotional energy worrying about these things. Stoic thinkers understood that emotional stability comes from focusing only on what belongs to you. Your thoughts belong to you. Your decisions belong to you. Your actions belong to you. Everything else exists outside your authority. When someone criticizes you unfairly, you still have control over how you respond. When someone rejects you, you still have control over your dignity. When life becomes difficult, you still have control over your attitude. Emotionally unbreakable people do not waste their strength fighting battles they cannot win. Instead, they focus their energy on mastering themselves. The moment you stop trying to control everything around you is the moment your mind becomes calmer and stronger. 2. Stop seeking validation from others. One of the most dangerous emotional traps is the need for approval. Many people shape their behavior, opinions, and even their personalities around what others think of them. They fear criticism, rejection, and judgment. This constant search for validation creates emotional weakness. When your worth depends on the opinions of others, you become vulnerable to their moods and perceptions. Stoicism teaches a different approach. Your value does not come from applause, it comes from your character. A Stoic does not measure success by how many people admire them. They measure success by whether they lived according to their principles. Integrity, courage, discipline, and wisdom are far more important than popularity. When you stop trying to impress everyone, something remarkable happens. Your decisions become clearer, your confidence grows stronger. You begin to act based on what is right rather than what is approved. Ironically, the moment you stop chasing approval is often the moment people begin to respect you more. True emotional strength begins when your self-worth is no longer dependent on the opinions of others. 3. Accept that difficulties are part of life. Many people suffer not because life is difficult, but because they expect life to be easy. When challenges appear, they feel shocked, frustrated, and defeated. Stoic philosophy prepares the mind differently. Instead of hoping life will be smooth, Stoics expect obstacles. They understand that challenges are part of the human experience. Loss, criticism, betrayal, illness, failure, and uncertainty are unavoidable aspects of life. When you mentally prepare for difficulties, you are not caught off guard when they appear. Instead of feeling like the world is against you, you see obstacles as training for your character. Every difficulty becomes an opportunity to practice patience, resilience, and courage. Emotionally unbreakable people are not those who avoid hardship, they are those who grow stronger because of it. The Stoic mindset transforms adversity from an enemy into a teacher. And when you start viewing obstacles as part of your journey, they lose the power to break you. 4. Detach from things you cannot keep forever. Everything in life is temporary. Relationships change, opportunities come and go, wealth appears and disappears. Even the people we love will not remain with us forever. This truth can feel uncomfortable, but Stoicism teaches that accepting impermanence actually creates emotional freedom. Many people become emotionally fragile because they cling too tightly to things that cannot last forever. When something changes or disappears, they feel as if their world has collapsed. A Stoic practices a different perspective. They appreciate what they have while understanding that nothing is permanent. This mindset does not make someone cold or indifferent. Instead, it allows them to love deeply without becoming emotionally dependent. When you understand that everything in life is temporary, you begin to value moments more deeply, while also remaining emotionally balanced if they disappear. Detachment does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop letting your peace depend on things you cannot control. This is one of the most powerful ways to become emotionally unbreakable. 5. Master your emotional reactions. Events themselves are rarely the real problem. The problem is often how people react to them. Two people can experience the same situation and respond in completely different ways. One may panic, become angry, and lose control. The other may remain calm and focused. The difference lies in emotional mastery. Stoic philosophy teaches that emotions are not enemies. They are signals. But allowing emotions to control your decisions can lead to unnecessary suffering. Emotionally strong individuals learn to pause before reacting. They observe their feelings without immediately obeying them. Instead of responding with anger, they respond with clarity. Instead of reacting with fear, they respond with reason. This does not mean suppressing emotions. It means learning to guide them. When you gain control over your emotional responses, you become incredibly powerful. Situations that once triggered stress, frustration, or panic begin to lose their grip on you. And this is when emotional resilience truly begins to develop. 6. Practice gratitude, not complaints. Most emotional suffering comes from focusing on what we lack rather than what we have. People often complain about life, relationships, or circumstances, which reinforces a mindset of weakness. Stoics believed that true strength grows when we appreciate what we already have. Gratitude shifts your attention from scarcity to abundance, from problems to possibilities. Even in challenging moments, recognizing small blessings cultivates calmness and resilience. Gratitude does not ignore difficulties. Instead, it gives you perspective. You begin to see that hardships are temporary, that you have resources and inner strength to endure, and that life is still meaningful despite obstacles. Emotionally unbreakable people maintain gratitude as a habit. They do not allow setbacks to consume their focus. Instead, they acknowledge the good, however small, and move forward with clarity and determination. 7. Let go of resentment. Holding on to anger or grudges is like carrying poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Resentment keeps you tied to someone else's actions, draining emotional energy. Stoicism teaches that forgiving does not mean excusing wrongdoing. It means reclaiming your power. When you release resentment, you remove the influence others have over your inner peace. Every moment spent dwelling on past hurts is a moment you waste on growth and mastery. Emotional resilience comes from understanding that your reactions define you, not the actions of others. Letting go of resentment frees your mind to focus on what truly matters: your goals, your character, and your tranquility. The stronger your ability to forgive internally, the less life can break you emotionally. 8. Embrace solitude. Many people fear being alone, confusing solitude with loneliness. Stoics viewed solitude as a path to clarity and self-mastery. When alone, you are free from external pressures and opinions. You can examine your thoughts, reflect on your choices, and strengthen your inner voice. Solitude allows you to understand your values without distortion from others. Emotionally unbreakable individuals use solitude not as isolation but as empowerment. They learn to enjoy their own company, make decisions without influence, and find peace within themselves. The more comfortable you become in solitude, the less dependent you are on others for validation or emotional stability. Solitude becomes a sanctuary for the mind, helping you build unwavering resilience. 9. Focus on action, not outcomes. Many people suffer because they obsess over results they cannot control. They measure their worth by success, recognition, or approval. Stoicism emphasizes focusing on the process and your effort rather than the outcome. You cannot always control results, but you can control how you act, the principles you uphold, and the energy you invest. By committing to action over expectation, you free yourself from disappointment. You act with integrity, courage, and persistence, regardless of external reward. This focus builds emotional fortitude because your peace no longer hinges on uncontrollable results. Emotionally unbreakable people prioritize effort over outcomes. They grow stronger with every action, whether it succeeds or fails, knowing that their strength lies in their response, not in the external world. 10. Prepare mentally for adversity. The Stoics practiced a form of mental rehearsal called premeditatio malorum, imagining potential setbacks before they occur. This isn't pessimism, it is preparation. When you anticipate challenges, loss, or failure, you reduce the shock when they happen. You are emotionally ready and can respond rationally rather than react impulsively. By mentally preparing for adversity, your mind builds resilience like a muscle. Each imagined challenge strengthens your ability to endure real-life difficulties without panic or despair. Emotionally unbreakable people anticipate life's storms, not to fear them, but to stand firm when they arrive. Preparation is power. It makes the unpredictable far less threatening. 11. Value your time. Time is the most precious resource. Many people waste it on trivial conflicts, meaningless distractions, or people who drain their energy. Stoicism teaches that valuing your time is essential for emotional strength. When you guard your attention and energy, you prevent unnecessary emotional stress. You prioritize what matters, cultivate meaningful relationships, and invest in your growth. Being unbreakable emotionally means knowing where to focus, what to avoid, and when to walk away. Your life becomes a reflection of deliberate choices rather than reactive behavior. When you treat time as your greatest asset, you become less susceptible to drama, negativity, or manipulation. Your mind stays calm, clear, and focused on what truly matters. 12. Practice daily reflection. The Stoics kept journals, reflecting daily on their actions, thoughts, and emotional responses. Reflection allows you to analyze mistakes, celebrate victories, and adjust your behavior consciously. Daily reflection strengthens self-awareness, a cornerstone of emotional resilience. When you know your triggers, patterns, and values, you can navigate life with calm and confidence. Emotionally unbreakable people are constantly refining themselves. They do not blame others for their unhappiness. They take responsibility for their thoughts and actions. Reflection becomes a tool for growth, allowing them to respond wisely rather than react impulsively. By examining your life each day, you build emotional strength that compounds over time. You train your mind to stay steady, focused, and unshakable, no matter the challenges that arise.